This video comes with a massive trigger warning. I will be addressing street harassment and sexual violence. If this is something that might trigger you, I would suggest that you stop this video now. I have included resources in the description bar below in case you do know someone or you are someone who is suffering from trauma or abuse. Well, before you go, I have a slew of content out there on my channel that deserves your audienceship and your patronage and your time and attention. So feel free to check out my channel, like, subscribe, and tell me I'm doing something right. All jokes aside, I'd like to start this video with an anecdote. About 11 years ago, when I was 16 or 17, I met a man on the bus and he seemed, really nice. He was presumably a kind man. We struck up a conversation regarding a tobacco he was chewing, and when we got off the bus, I guess he took that as an invitation to grope my breast, which he did. Till today, I feel extremely violated and triggered by that memory. A few months later, I got a job at a call center when an older man, he could have been in his early 60s, saw me walking to work and pulled over. He asked me if I was working, and I responded yes, because I was, and he motioned for me to get into the car with him, at which point I realized I'd just been propositioned for sex work. As a reminder, I was 16. I remember all this in light of a conversation around street harassment, bearing in mind a video that came out a few years ago. The video I'm talking about was released by Hollaback, and it features a woman being harassed over and over again as she silently walks through Manhattan. If you haven't already seen the video, I have included it again in the description bar, so feel free to check it out. What irks me the most about discussions regarding street harassment is that despite numerous evidence to suggest that women do not warrant these sexual advances and harassment, men will choose to disregard our stories and our pain. I've been groped, pulled, sexually harassed, and assaulted over and over again. Just the other day at a convenience store, a man who I didn't know, an older man who I had nothing to do with, made a casual comment about my breast, and the cashier, also a guy, rather than intervene, sniggered at the joke. And amidst all the people who were there, not one person said something. Not one person tried to coax me or make me feel better, despite the fact that they all saw that this clearly traumatized me and made me feel absolutely shitty. A study conducted in Canada revealed that 80% of the 12,300 women had been harassed in public. In France, a study revealed that 100% of more than 600 women had been harassed on public transit. 64% to 85% of women in the UK have been sexually harassed in public spaces, and 35% to 45% of those women have experienced non-consensual sexual touching. We tell our stories over and over again in hopes that this male-centered society will concede to our request simply to not being sexually harassed in public spaces or sexually harassed in general. But it seems like our stories fall on deaf ears. It is absolutely repulsive that despite numerous evidence to suggest that street harassment affects how women perceive and conceive of public spaces, our experiences are invalidated. I would like to end this video by quoting Kim Catron-Milan, one of my favorite public intellectuals, who says over and over again, you should treat people not how you want to be treated, but how they want to be treated. That means you talk to people how they want to be spoken to, even if it means putting your ego aside.